Okay. It's weird because I can't really hardly tell when it starts going, but I thought, well, I was gonna go and say something, so I'll just go on live and and then maybe some people will catch it at this time, and then because I can always. It's not like I have to do it at 3 in the morning. It's just that, or 4 or 5. It just is usually when I get up. I just have so much on my mind. I have to go in and like get it off my mind. Um, but I had just seen somebody talking about something, and this is just like what I'm talking about. And my video that I did this morning, it shows up, I guess, if I go live, it downloads it automatically. It's still downloading on mine. I still can't see it. It still says it's processing and it doesn't show me what it is. It's really weird when people are commenting on it. And so anyways, so that's a weird thing. And the screen does look different. It looks different. The lighting, it's different. And so and it is, I think it is a concern. Like, you don't know who's in the chat. You don't know. And there is people out there that go into spiritual or any of the ones that we talk about weird shit. And they try and say rude stuff to put people off because they don't want people to wake up. They don't want people to think for themselves or listen to people who think outside the box or whatever. So, but I heard this girl and she was saying, like she's on her healing journey and stuff. And I just, I mean, everybody's is just kind of like all over the place. So I can just, say things. So like if you're going through things, just be aware of this kind of stuff. Is don't use your diagnoses as excuses. Don't, oh, well, well, I've got the whatever. And when you have a diagnosis, try and get it into a subcategory. Don't lump yourself into a diagnosis. It's like lumping yourself into a group. You got to figure out what are your specific things that you need to work on, and then go at those things like with your awareness, like I do this and I got to stop doing that. But don't just lump it in and then my excuses, my diagnoses. Don't, that is not well, I mean, you can see, I don't think it's being very proactive in your healing to make excuses for yourself and to use a diagnosis because you're trying to break free from this system of how they look at you, and they just see you as broken. I mean, that's how they want to keep you. I can't believe how much stuff keeps coming out. It just is so much about we're just lab rats. And now a Mexico government is releasing all of this uh alien stuff that Peru has or something, and saying that the rest of the governments are going to have to tell the truth. Everything is going to start coming out. There's not going to be, I mean, they got robots going to football games. My daughter was like, because when I was just there, I haven't finished talking about that one thing. Um, oh yeah, because the using the excuse of the diagnosis, but this was the thing that got me. That was just like, that's not productive in your healing. Don't use diagnoses. Don't go into figure out your specific problems and work on your problems by catching yourself and taking notice of yourself. But she had said, and this is what gets me, is all these people with the my hair's still wet. I got all this work done. I even took a long bath and soaked, rinsed my hair with my concoction stuff. Um, but the people who all keep talking about the ascension symptoms, and then this person even said, well, I went out and I put out my crystals and I don't know all of these, uh, is put out my crystals, did something else. I don't know, spun in 3 circles, through some of them, I don't know what it was. But, expecting that the full moon, I guess, was just going to heal everything. Like, you put your crystals out at the full moon and your healing is magically happens or something. Like, again, you got to be more proactive in your healing. There's nobody's going to do your healing for you. That is another thing where I'd see these people all like, well, we're going to release your blocks. We're going to do all this stuff, release your blocks so you can, that is going to just heal you. That's just your blockages. You'll just take it away. Everything will just go away. No, if they release your blockages, then you should be able to see it more clearly. And but people don't want to see it themselves. And even when she said that, all of a sudden then she started having all this stuff come up, this stuff about when she was younger or something, or and that is what is going on. All of the to me, ascension symptoms would be you're ignoring the stuff. You're not raising your vibration as things are going, and to me, it would be because people are not seeing clearly what they need to do. They're coming at it through like a three-dimensional Western medicine, how to heal, psychology, what's my diagnoses, and all this bullshit. You can't do that. You have to go from within. You have to go inside yourself. You have to go in and start understanding yourself and be aware of yourself. And it's a lot more there's more to it. Go put out some crystals. Don't eat meat for the night. And then I mean all these people, all these different religions and stuff. And that's what they're turning spirituality into. This religion and these people with oh, say this with me and you too can have $10,000 by 24 hours and stuff like that. And is what is supposed to happen to you is going to happen to you. If you're supposed to not have a bunch of money, then you're not going to have a bunch of money. Those are not your lessons. You had a bunch of money in some other life, and this one you're having not a lot of money because you're learning different lessons. It isn't, you can't force it. You can't make something. You can't change destiny. And your purpose here is for you to work on yourself, to see yourself in all the different situations when things happen, to witness yourself, see yourself, understand yourself, grow and heal. And, sitting back and thinking that if you set your crystals out, that somehow magically you're going to go to sleep and you're going to wake up healed, that is magical thinking. All of this kind of religion stuff is magical thinking, really. And that is like this primitive. And it is not proactive. It's a victim. It's like, oh, the God, he's out to get me. God will get me. I got to do what God wants or he's going to get me. All of that whole like mentality of the way that people think. And you got to get out of that way of thinking, this proactive way of thinking. I mean, it makes people uncomfortable to think about like that you're a god and stuff, but you got to look at yourself like that and you got to understand that all the things that you think of as a god is what you are. You have control of your life, even if you think that you don't, even if you're constantly giving it away, but you're giving it away and out of dysfunction and stuff. It is, none of it is like proactive in your own life because you're not even aware of what is really going on. It's just a totally dysfunctional way. But anyways, it's always that, you got to be aware for yourself. You got to go inside of yourself. Yeah, Stella's kind of snoozing. I feel like I could lay down and go to sleep. I've done so much stuff today too. I'm telling you, don't get caught up in time. Oh yeah, and I've got some sort of snakety snake kind of people. I think now kind of trying to close in on me on that house thing. It was really weird too, is I hadn't had that girl call because she was calling every single day. And she hadn't called. And now she let's see what happened. It was because I got an email and it said that they could help me. They're experts on whatever my situation. Okay. And so then they emailed me, and I wasn't going to open it, but I was kind of curious. So I opened the email. I didn't open any of the other things. All I did was open the email. And immediately the girl from the other place called because my phone started ringing. She left an email. And the girl in the email said, with the activity going on your house, I would like to step in and help. I'm an expert in this. And it's like, you're bullshit. And I don't need an expert from the fucking system to come in and trap me more in the system. I gotta trust that this shit is gonna go down and you guys are gonna go down with it. Like all the banks and stuff. And, and just if it gets to the fight in the courts, then, fuck, so be it, I guess. But the way that they are like vultures, like they close in, they're coming by and I guess taking pictures or something, because this one just parked just right out in front of my house, and mine's all fenced and it's private property and stuff. So they can't get out, but they just sat there in their car, but I saw him drive by yesterday and I knew immediately. I just saw this white SUV going by and just the slowness that it went past. I was like, oh, it must be like the realtors now, the what are those people called? The ones that want to go in and buy houses cheap and then refix them and then sell them. Can't think of what they're called, but it's all the same shady organization. All take from us, and but I know that I have rights, so however it goes, just fight for my rights. I mean, they got to do. They probably, when they are thinking about trying to foreclose, because the courts. But since I'm in Washington State, fuck, who knows? But I wonder if it is like they go by and then when there's interest, like a developer, like in the area or whatever, and they're like, oh, yeah, we want that. Then they can close in because they're all connected. There was another thing happened too where I was like, oh my God, these people are all connected. They're all this same kind of group. It's all just so fucking shady. They're all just shady as shit. Um, but Oh, but there was a good news thing too, is Vegas, all the internet or something went down in a bunch of, I don't know if it was the whole entire place, but it seemed good when these things go down, like the internet, all of this stuff, because they have said that that has to go down to bring up the other system. And I had heard that maybe it was going to be little by little, like they take down this place, all little by little as they put up the other system. And the other system's just sitting there waiting to start going. And I don't know what all's got to go down. Got to get Joe out for sure. And there was more stuff because there's just a lot of stuff going with the bank. I saw this guy, he was talking about the 22nd and 23rd, and he was saying that the 22nd, that he thinks there's going to be a loud clash of thunder or something outside. And that when that happens, it's going to start there's going to be a giant comet or something. It's going to hit into the sun, and then the whole sky thing is going to start with the full solar flash and all that stuff. I don't know. I think still I still seems like to me it's the energy. It's the energy of everybody waking up. And I knew I was going to forget one of those things, because what was the other thing I was starting to say? And then I went back to say the other one. Was it something? Um, shoot. Um, Man, I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to not talk about that. The other day, I started to talk about something that just went out of my head. And I kept thinking, no, I'm not supposed to talk about that. Like, it just goes completely out of my head. But there was a bunch of things all afternoon while I've been out there working and working and working. I was thinking of so many different things. And then I'm in here and I feel so blank. I feel so weird. I feel like it looks weird looking out of my eyes. I feel like everything looks weird. I feel like everything is moving weird. And Stella's being, and oh my God, the stuff that I have been saying to her, and then she understands. She understands everything that I keep saying. Like, and I keep going even more. And it's like, oh my gosh, she trips me out. Uh, um, Oh, yeah, I just saw a weird video of over on the East Coast, a fisherman, I guess, a whole shit ton of birds came in. And they said that's never happened. That's never happened. They said when you're out there, you may see one or two, three birds at the most ever. And this is just tons and tons. So if the storm is pushing them in, and that's another weird video of all these bears. It's had to be some weird thing because all these bears are just all watching in the same area, and then they all turn and run at the same time and all start scurrying up a tree. I never saw bears go up a tree like that, and then plus see them be scared. They were really scared of something, but there'd be a lot of stuff in the woods to be scared of. That's for sure. Um, but let me think, because it seemed like there was something else I was going to say. Because it was something else I was going to say before, and then I went on there to see if there was anything else going on. And that's when I saw that person saying that about just putting out their crystals and having all these ascension symptoms. If you don't want to have ascension symptoms, you need to be working on healing stuff. Because the ascension symptoms, I think, well, I mean, I feel weird, but I don't. And I have the allergy things or whatever, but I think that's the poisoning and going from place to place. And I don't think that it's sneezing and stuff like that. I don't think it's ascension symptoms. Maybe these weird kind of feelings in my body where I'm getting these weird like shock things that go down, or, feeling like I'm see-through, feeling like I can't see out of my eyes very good. Everything when I'm up close is just like a blur. Like there's lots of weird stuff. But ascension symptoms, I think that a lot of those people are talking about is like because they think because they're spiritual. Like I don't get like if you're spiritual, the spiritual, because there was religious and then there was atheist. They said there was nothing, and then they all went science. But the spiritual, we were focused on spirit, because like I said earlier, the religious people were like, oh, everything's spiritual, spirits or devils and stuff. I was like, what the fuck is your soul? And so uh when we started focusing on your spirit, because if you knew you were a soul and you had a spirit and you focused on that, that's when we were spiritual. It was like we focused on living life through our spirit, not through the 3D thing. Now I don't know what the hell is going on with this, the new spirituality and stuff. Like, just go vegan and then go get yourself some crystals and, learn how to do Reiki and tarot, I guess. And then the healing just happens by itself. You don't have to do anything. You just go to sleep at night, set your crystal there, and it will just heal. If anything, we should bring stuff up to the surface and everything, and you keep it trapped down in your lower chakras. And so it's, you got to release it and let it come up. But all of the energy that comes up and out, like it's trapped there for a reason. The energy that comes up and out, it carries memories, it carries pain, it carries, other things that are attached to it. So, it's a lot of stuff. It doesn't just happen by itself. You can't just dream it. You have to process it. That's how you release stuff, is going through the process of releasing it, thinking about it, looking at it, forgiving, accepting, understanding there's a bigger thing going on. looking at all of the problems you've had and seeing that there was a purpose, that they all got you to where you are. Without all those things happening, who would you even be? All those things develop you. They make you stronger in a lot of ways, and they help you to see things. And it's the compassion, it's the role you play. It's the role you play to come in here and for the universe. Is that you're an expression for the universe to express itself, to understand itself. And so your role that you play is as important as any other role, is every role has a significance because it is all the different possibilities and realities. But as the soul, you get the benefit because of through the self-expression, you learn more and you learn to have more compassion and empathy, and you grow. And then in the process, you forgive, you accept, and it all leads towards love. All the other stuff, the not healing, blaming, Xing people out of your life, and all of that stuff, that's all dark energy. That's all darkness. And that is where we've been so out of balance. Even, for healing, people are, they're not healing in the right way. In the spiritual thing, that's gone off on this other direction, and not being proactive and looking at how the things that are happening to you are for you. It's a different way of living your life. And people who claim spirituality should be, you know, doing that. It should be actively looking at things differently in life, trying to continually look at through the bigger picture, through your soul, through the purpose. What am I doing here? And, and everybody that you have contact with, it's for a reason. There's a purpose. It all has a purpose. So I don't know. But to me, uh, for the healing and stuff, is all about looking at things deeper and always coming back to yourself. Always face yourself. As soon as you start feeling like it's somebody else's fault, it's their fault, they made you feel this way, all of that, nothing can make you feel anything. It's inside of you feeling that way, waiting to get out. It was waiting to get pushed. It was waiting to get provoked so that you could face it, so that you could release it. It wants out. All of that energy, none of it wants to just be trapped inside of you. And plus, it like eats you up when you hold on to stuff. It gives you sickness and disease. And so, but there is one thing too, is like there is like a lot of hypocrisy that is being unveiled, so we should be all able to see ourselves more clearly, but it's just, you got to be willing to look at yourself and see, things you don't want to see. So anyways, I wanted to say that, but let me think if there was anything else. I could just go live all throughout the day. Just go live. Just every time I want to say something, just go on and go live. Um, but I can't see any of the. I can't see any. I wonder, if there is like a thing where you can see. No, I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe I'll learn it better, but. Um, I swear, it seemed like that there was something else that I wanted to say. Started to talk about it, and then I interrupt myself and forget what it is. But it does put more pressure on me now. Because being live, then it does make it feel like, well, am I making people wait? It is different. It isn't just like sitting here, even though I don't edit it or anything, I just do the same thing and then just download it. It is still as different to know like that there's people there right then. It's different. It does something different to your mind, I think. So anyways, it's 25 minutes. So I'm not going to make anybody wait because I can't think of what it is. It's different because if I was sitting here without being alive, then I would sit here and try and think longer. But I guess it doesn't really matter. I just really want to see, how long does this one take to go on? The other one is still not on. Like, I don't know. It was weird. And man, there was some more weird things I wanted to say. Um, the the 22nd, the 23rd, because he said something about the 20. And everybody is expecting the money thing to um, be going, and the government thing to be going. So a lot of people are expecting that to crash before the end of the month. And there is so many people keep saying about this October 4th thing to turn your phone off or to turn all your breakers off. It's just, I don't know, turn everything off. I don't know, maybe I'll just do that the 22nd before I go to bed. No, that's on the 4th. But it's like 2 p.m. I don't know, there's a weird thing on the times on that too. And then the 22nd is some kind of thing because it's supposed to start the 22nd at night and then it's supposed to go through to the 23rd. And I don't even know where people are coming up with there be a comet or something. Is that because it's been in the movies? I don't know. I don't know. Sure has been a lot of people have had those dreams of all that stuff falling out of the sky, fire falling out of the sky. A lot of people have thought that something's going to happen at night and then it was going to catch everybody's attention, but it's not night everywhere at the same time. So I don't know. We just got to see. But then they're just hitting so many places, like so many bad storms, so many people just dying. Like things are just going crazy. Like, man, is it just like crazy, 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 just winding up, and then it's just gonna shoot the other direction, and then it's just gonna be like that. It's gonna be like a slingshot kind of thing when it goes the other direction, I think, because of all this pressure building up to it. All of this energy. It's like, I don't know, it's just weird, especially because it goes so slow leading up to it. And so, anyways, it makes me a lot more paranoid, but just rambling when it's live. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.